Normally when one uses the SlopeCharts product, he's looking at one chart, but you can compare multiple symbols to one another. So for example, I could compare Apple and Amazon to one another, simply separating them by a comma. And this would bring up the history of those two and find a agreeable start date. In other words, Apple's been public for a lot longer, about 17 years, than Amazon. So it discards that and begins at the same point and shows in percentage terms how much they've moved. And as you can see here, both have been very successful. Apple's moved up, looks like about 40,000%, whereas Amazon's more along the lines of 120,000%. So a lot of gains. It's not limited to just two symbols, though. You could compare many symbols. For example, I might compare the fabled FANG quintet here. So we've got Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Alphabet, otherwise known as Google. And what it'll do in this case is the same thing, except times 5. It will take 5 different symbols and show them all at once. And using the most recent start date as the beginning point, because it would be unfair to have a chart without its compatriots there. And as you move the cursor, it'll show you precisely what the percentage change is for all 5 on a given day. And one final thing is that, as with individual symbols, you can add comparison charts to your watch lists, and you can edit them. So I've put it in here, and it preserves it in the order entered, not alphabetically, because you may prefer a certain order here. And you can go here and right-click, and you can actually edit that comparison. So this special dialog box allows you to change the colors for each one, or delete individual components, or add new components to a given comparison chart.